Nearly 2 weeks after Venezuela's twin earthquakes, the toll from the disaster continues to rise. Authorities say the death toll has now climbed to 3,535 and 16,740 people have been injured. Nearly 18,000 people remain homeless after the disaster struck the capital and nearby coastal areas. Thousands still remain missing, buried under the rubble. Venezuela's social vice presidency, they mentioned that at least 12,800 people are staying in 80 shelters across Caracas and La Guaira. The new figures underscore the scale of this disaster in and around the Venezuelan capital. In La Guaira, witnesses say they saw trucks and forensic workers transporting coffins. They even added that machinery dug trenches in an open area marked by white crosses where authorities were burying unidentified bodies. Meanwhile, criticism mounts over the government's response. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez defended the government's handling of this disaster amid growing frustration from Venezuelans. She said security forces were deployed immediately after the quakes and announced the creation of a new military unit to help tackle future emergencies and disasters. The people, however, described the response as late and inadequate. Families continue to wait beside the rubble in Venezuela as they search for relatives, trapped since the twin earthquakes struck on the 24th of June.
I'm waiting because I want to get them out of there, dead or alive. They were on the second floor. It's been difficult to find them because, as you can see, they were in the middle of the building and it hasn't been possible. We haven't received any help from the Bolivarian National Armed Forces or from any rescue workers. We're relying solely on volunteers. Volunteers from Ospino de Chabasquén, Portuguesa state, which is where we're from.
We're hopeful we'll find them, and we won't stop until we find our family members.
In northern Venezuela, a man by the name of Alexander used just his hands to dig through the muck and rubble of the twin earthquakes. After 11 days, he reached the last missing member of his family. On Sunday, his 12-year-old daughter. He carried her to an improvised morgue in La Guaira. This is where the bodies of his wife and two other daughters, 15 and 20, awaited burial. He trembled with fury at the Venezuelan government for not sending rescue teams in time to save his family. New visuals also show drone images of dozens of coffins aligned inside a mass grave site at a cemetery northeast of Caracas. Meanwhile, the United Nations said that it was continuing to ramp up aid operations in coordination with the government in the Venezuelan capital.
At least 79 transitional camps in major stadiums and sports centers are now operational, and they're hosting people, and aid is being provided by our UN agencies. They're already delivering services in 3 camps and conducting assessments to to provide services to additional sites. Health partners continue to provide primary health care, mental health and psychosocial support, as well as sexual and reproductive health when needed.